Hi there, fellow adventurers. My name is Mike with
Jen.
And we recently were invited to the Outdoor Retailer Show 2023 out in Salt Lake City on a press pass with the Backpacking and Blisters podcast. I don't know, what were we, co-hosts or field reporters?
Kind of like field investigators.
Okay, whatever they labeled us, we got to go. And when you go on a press pass to one of these shows, it's all these major companies that are coming out with their new products, and they want to just give stuff to you to try out and talk about on your show. So we're going to kind of do a little unboxing about, we're obviously home now, do a little unboxing about some of the favorite stuff that we were given at the show. And then recently, a lot of the companies that we reached out to have sent us free gear in the mail for us to test out and review on the Backpacking and Blisters podcast a little bit later. So, Jen, why don't you go ahead and go first? Tell me some of your favorites that you got.
I absolutely had so much fun, but I received so many things that it was hard to narrow down for this.
Yes.
But so one of the things I'm most excited about to try that I have been using for a week or so is the Ursa Major skincare line. They hooked me up with all kinds of free samples.
Ursa Major now, is that the star system?
It is like constellation.
Okay, so you can talk about our zodiac signs while you're on the trail with this stuff.
I don't know that I would be doing that. I'm not sure that I would be packing these either. They're sort of like a recovery cream for like when you've been out in harsh conditions. There's a force field 30 SPF that I'm really excited to try.
That's good.
Yeah, it comes in a glass bottle, which is nice for recycling, but maybe a little heavy for backpacking.
That's
so
true.
We'll see. I haven't decided yet. And then a Mountain Glow Golden Serum.
So we have makeup to take on the trail with you.
No, I would never bring makeup, Mike. But I have not been known to take the best care of my skin, and so I'm pretty excited. These are made for the woman who's really into the outdoors, doesn't like a lot of fuss and mess. So we'll give these a go.
Okay,
We'll report
sounds
back.
good. So we found a new company out there. It's called Fay Active.
Fay Active.
We were really excited to talk to them. We tried to get them on the podcast a couple of times to do an interview with them. It just wasn't working out. But when we did stop by their booth, they did hand us out these free samples, and they are tent brights. And what it is they light up, and you stick them on your stakes that you put out in your guidelines, so you're not tripping over those stupid things when you're walking around the tent at night. Now, I know a lot of the tent guidelines have reflectix in it, and that's fine. But I thought that these were kind of exciting. But the best part about this company is they had all kinds of new gear coming out that seemed like it was light, but we really want to get our hands on some of that stuff so we can really test it out, because you need to make sure that stuff's gonna hold up to you sitting in it and being on the trail before you really put your name on it. So
a product that they had that I was really excited about was a line that you would string up over the top of your hammock that actually had built-in LED lights. So in place of the guideline that you would maybe like hang your netting from, you could replace that rope with this, and so I would be really hopeful that would maybe show up for Christmas.
Perfect. All right, Fay Active, if you're listening, send it on over. All right, what's your number 2?
My number 2 that I'm pretty excited about, in January I kind of stopped drinking coffee, but I've kind of started drinking a little bit more. They were handing out samples of this Wild Society honey coffee. Mm-hmm. And let me tell you, this was really good. And I am pretty particular about coffee. We're a little bit of coffee snobs at the Crafton house. This was really good. And normally I don't really want like a sweet coffee, but I think the extra calories, which it's not considerable calories, but just a little extra pick me up in the morning would be really nice. I'm looking forward to bringing this backpacking.
Nice.
Okay.
I also got free samples from Wild Society of some of their foods. So something that they do that's pretty unique is that they actually make the whole meal first, and then they will freeze dry their food. Instead of the way that it typically works is the freeze-dried companies will freeze dry each ingredient, and then they'll plop it in one at a time. Whereas these guys are freeze drying a whole meal and then plop it in the bag. And they're also telling us that his recipes were made by a 2-star Michelin chef.
Yeah.
Now, that doesn't mean too much to me, but for some of you foodies out there, you might understand what that means. But he seemed pretty impressed about it, so I'm looking forward to tasting their food also.
And my plant-based friends will be excited to know that they are working on some vegetarian options in the future. I didn't come home with any, but Michael will be testing these. And then when they have a plant-based version out, I will give it a go.
That's right. All right. So along with that line,
You're doing it.
along with those lines, is we stopped by Honey Stinger's booth, and we actually got down and sat down and did an interview with them though. But they gave us so many of their chews and their squeezes, their gels, their energy bars. And I'm not a huge runner, but I go through spurts. And when I do go out running though, and I hit that wall, and I just feel ucky, I do grab one of these squirts or one of the chews, and I'll just throw it. They're really easy to carry, and I'll just throw it in there and give me a little bit of extra glucose when I'm running, and let me finish out whatever I'm doing.
So you have no excuse for bonking on the trail this summer because you got lots of samples, right?
Exactly.
All right.
Making it up. All right.
Next up, this isn't necessarily something that I would bring backpacking, but I was just really impressed with this company called Created. They gave the cutest little tumblers out to the people who came to the OR 2023 show in Salt Lake City, Utah. And this has replaced my Yeti in the van. We travel by van a lot. And the reason I like this a lot instead of the Yeti is one, it fits into our cup holder where my smallest Yeti won't fit into our cup holder. And also I feel like it's a better shape and a better size for like other drinks other than coffee. It's got the same insulation that kind of a Yeti does, keeps your hot drink hot, your cold drink cold, and it just so happens to be in my favorite shade of green and has a really cute graphic on it. So we'll be bringing this for a while.
So did they have a bunch of products, or are they a branding company that takes something and put your logo on it?
You can get these quality mugs with your logo.
They make the mugs and then they put your logo.
They put your logo on them. So they're a little bit of a branding marketing company. But since I come from that background, I was just pretty impressed with it. I like it.
Cool.
It's pretty good.
So look forward to your Crafton Adventures mugs coming out soon. Maybe some backpacking and blisters ones also.
Next up is the Wool Aid Band-Aid. These are available at REI currently. These are pretty ingenuitive. I was impressed with the owner and the founder of this. We actually interviewed him on the podcast, and he had some really interesting insight. And I just feel like it's not very often that you find something innovative in the first care realm. And so I am going to be swapping out the regular plastic Band-Aids in my first aid kit with these Wool Aid Band-Aids for the summer, and I'll give them a try and let you know how they go.
Nice. And the good thing about these Wool Aids is that the good thing that I like about them is, so I use KT tape for blisters whenever I start getting a hot spot on my foot. I'll put the KT tape on. It kind of provides a slick surface. So that's what I'm looking forward to using these for. But he was telling us that your wounds need to get dried out.
To breathe. Yeah, they need to
breathe. Well, Carl actually debunked that on the podcast. And it's better for your wounds to be moist. So now we've got two opinions out there. So if you guys have the true answer for us from our medical professionals, make sure and tell us in the comments so we can get this all straightened out. But I'm sold on these Wool Aid things. They are a fantastic Band-Aid for sure.
I think it's a really good idea, and I'm excited to test how well they stick in place of moleskin. I have not had very good success with moleskin when it comes to blister. I'm not the kind of person who gets a lot of blisters. For me, the KT tape has stuck the best when I do have...
Sticking is the big problem.
Sticking is going to be key on this product, but for everyday use, I feel like one less plastic Band-Aid rotting away and the never disappearing in the landfill is probably
and they're just yucky. Those plastic Band-Aids are gross, man. I hate handling them.
So we'll see.
All right, that's Wool Aid. For kind of a fun one that we came across, we all saw it on the Outdoor Retailer Show lists. We're prepping for the booths that we're going to go to. We're like, we got to check these guys out because it just sounds ridiculous to begin with. But that is pickle juice. And I know it tastes exactly like it sounds too, because what it is it's something that prevents getting cramps. So when you feel a cramp coming on, if you take this shot, the active ingredient is dill. So that's why it actually tastes like pickle juice, but it just happens to be one of those things that, that works for the cramps, but it's got other active ingredients that help that dill work on your cramp. I haven't got to try it out yet. We taste tested it at the show. Carl and Max got like 15 of these things, and I got one. I got one of them, you guys. That's all I got out of this show.
And I didn't try it at all because I'm not a huge fan of the flavor of dill. And also don't get cramps very often, if ever. So that one will have to be on you.
All right. So I do get cramps, so I'm interested in trying it out. But he says it works great. Carl gets cramps a lot. He's he's a big time runner and does endurance races and stuff like that. So I'm looking forward to seeing what he has to say about it.
All right, next up we have.
I'm excited about these.
We're really excited about Grand Trunk. For the moment I met Paul, he was the rep that was working when I just happened by. I was immediately in love with their packaging, their colorways, their designs. Now, we all know that functionality is more important than how like aesthetically pleasing something is, but I will say that their products are really attractive to me. They really
the green. Jen's
they bring me
all
in.
about the green.
I really am. Anybody who wants to send me something green, you're guaranteed probably to get like product placement because I am just a huge fan of green. And so he did let me take my choice, let me have the color that I wanted of this really cute stool. And so we're going to insert like a better piece of footage, but it's lightweight and it just folds, it collapses down, pretty small. I can't quite remember the weight on this. It comes in at 1 pound and it holds up to 330 pounds. So it definitely has both of us covered.
Straight.
And it also, the seat rotates, Mike. Like you can turn in it.
That's a pretty cool design.
And so I'm pretty excited about, I'm not one to normally carry a chair with me. I might be more inclined to use a stool than a chair. Normally I'm sitting on my beer canister, and so I'm not sure if this will come along backpacking with me, but I have noticed that it is very comfortable for weeding in my garden. So I just sit on this in my garden, and it puts me at just the right height for pulling weeds. So I think that there's a lot of uses for these cute little stools.
Farmer Jen. Cool. I like it.
It's got a spot for your phone.
360 swivel design chair. That's pretty ingenuitive. Ingenuitive. I said it right.
Yeah.
Cool. So moving on, we're talking about that a lot of companies had sent us gear to our house to be able to product test and do reviews on. So that's what we're going to move on to next. And going on with the Grand Trunk theme, Paul, he sent me a couple of chairs and also a new hammock. We're both hammock campers. So this hammock's pretty cool. We'll show it in a second. But we're excited to get into these and let's check them out.
Ooh.
All right, so Paul from Grand Trunk sent us over the Mayfly chair, the Monarch chair, and the Evolution 20-degree down hammock.
Right out of the box, I'm loving your selection for us, Paul. Good color choice.
Nice color choice.
Very cute.
This is gonna go over great on the trail. I'm headed to Canada next week, so I'm planning on taking this 2-legged chair with me. So this color scheme will go over great with all the guys.
Holds up to 250 pounds, and it comes in at 1.3 pounds. It's their lightest chair yet.
1.3 pounds, and like I said, it's a 2-legged chair. So a lot of the people balked on the 2-legged chair, but he was telling us that when you sit in it, you're naturally resting your legs on the ground anyway, so your legs are providing the second set of legs for the chair. So I'm not sure. I'm a little skeptical, but I'm definitely willing to try it out on this 4-day trip I got coming up. And that was, the 2-legged chair was the Monarch, and this one is their 4-legged chair, and it's the Mayfly. No, another great color scheme, isn't it?
It's the same, and I think this one's like a his and a hers. I think this one's for me, right, Paul?
Right. So this one's the 4-legged chair, and what we liked about it, it was really low to the ground. It had a huge high back. So this guy is coming in at 1.6 pounds. So it's actually lighter than my REI chair. So I'm kind of excited about that to begin with. But and I like the high back. The high back is a plus out on the trail for sure. And
even if we don't use these backpacking a lot, they'll be really handy for the van. We travel by van a lot to get to our destinations. And so we always are looking for a comfortable chair at camp.
Yep. And also they were telling us at the Grand Trunk booth that a lot of these lower chairs, they designed in this way for like festival people that go to music festivals and sporting events and things like that, because you can't sit on one of those high chairs. Obviously you're going to block everybody's view. So these lower rise chairs are perfect for that, because after an hour and a half of sitting cross-legged on the grass, these chairs are just perfect for things like that.
I think I'm most excited about this.
All right.
I'm very excited to try this after you try it.
All right, look at this. So like I said, we're both hammock campers. And we're going to have to go into kind of a little bit of detail into this because there's a little bit to break down. But we have the E&O hammocks. That's what we started out in, really entry-level hammocks. And they're only 9-foot hammocks, and they make you banana up quite a bit, right?
Yeah.
So a lot of the people were telling us, no, you've got to get to the 11-foot hammock. It just makes all the difference in the world. You can sleep sideways. You can sleep on your stomach. You can sleep in many different positions that you can't do in the 9-foot hammock. So at the 2022 show, I actually tested out an 11-foot hammock, and they were right, man. You could sleep in all kinds of different ways in that hammock. When you go backpacking, you go with the tent. So there's 2.5 to 3 pounds. You go with a sleeping pad, which is another pound, and then you go with a sleeping bag, which is probably at least 2 pounds. So you've got 5-6 pounds right there.
Depends on how light, an ultralight you purchase
Exactly.
your gear.
That's true. And so this one is the hammock. So you have replaces your tent, and so there's 2.5 pounds right there. And then it actually comes with an underquilt and a top quilt sewn in. So there's your sleeping bag, and then you get to cut out that sleeping pad because you don't need a sleeping pad when you're sleeping suspended above the ground.
This is saying that it's coming in at 4.2 pounds with the carabiner and the stuff sack.
See, that's crazy. 4.2 pounds with an 11-foot hammock, an underquilt and a top quilt rated at 20 degrees. That's pretty incredible. So,
wow.
Looking forward to trying this out. And once again, thanks Paul and the Grand Trunk guys for sending these out.
Really cool.
But this one's mine.
No, it's mine.
Oh, darn it. All right, so that was the stuff from Grand Trunk. Now let's move on to what you got sent.
Well, first up is going to be something I've been waiting a while for. Schwood handcrafted
Oh, the glasses.
sunglasses.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty excited about these. They let me pick my colorway.
You gotta explain what they were at the booth.
The founder of this company
Mm-hmm.
is apparently just like a really artistic. He's like one of those people who can go into their garage and just kind of make anything, right? Like he just goes and he comes up with all these really creative things. And so they have all of these beautiful sunglasses that are made out of all kinds of different materials. Some of them are wood, some of them are like seashells, some of them are bits of like plants. They're really neat when you look at them. You can go to their
He just
website.
fuses everything together to make the glasses.
Yeah, and apparently he just can whip up anything.
Okay.
And so they've sent me a pair that are more of an athletic style for backpacking to try. And first off, the packaging is beautiful. It says experiment with nature. I really like that. Very pretty. And a little 20% off card for my next order. These are the camp. I got fern walnut with a HD green hi-fi lens.
Okay. I know you like your HD lenses.
Yeah.
These retail for $99. So
They're like a higher end.
higher
so,
end
like
glass.
sunglasses.
Yes.
Oh, this is cute.
Oh,
They
is
come
that a sleeping bag for your sunglasses?
a little down sleeping bag.
Oh, that's cool.
That's cute. And they come with a little
Cool.
strap if you want to use that, and a sticker and a wiping cloth
Nice.
to keep them clean.
Yeah, let's see the glasses.
So these will be for sure going on our next Patreon trip for me to test out. First of all, they feel very
Those are substantial glasses.
beautiful.
Wow.
Like they feel really well made.
Wow.
Okay, so these are made. This is like wood.
Yeah. I see that.
And then like a polycarbonate lens.
Okay.
So let's see what we think here. What do we think?
Those look really good on you.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Pretty cute?
Mm-hmm.
Let's see.
Let me see.
Right off, they feel very comfortable. They're gonna send me another pair that have a nose piece that's more athletic. They just haven't.
Oh,
They haven't gone to market with them yet.
Those are substantial.
Yeah.
Those are good.
So hopefully I can.
Ooh, I
Hang
like
to
that
these.
color of lens too.
I know, right?
All
It's
right.
fun, and they have where you can mix and match the color of the frames and the color of the lenses. You can kind of customize. You kind of
Nice.
click and order on their website. So.
I want some of those.
Well,
Okay. Reach out to your contact or Schwood if you want his and hers pair to be reviewed. Send me on over some HD screens or lenses.
these are the camp. Next up is Paca,
All right.
alpaca.
I'm a little hesitant about these guys.
It's like merino wool, but they're cuter.
They were so soft.
They
Got a pair
were
of
so
those
soft and
socks.
so cute. The boys got alpaca socks.
And a shirt.
And a t-shirt.
Yep.
What have you What have you thought about it so far?
So, like you said, it's merino wool. Super soft, but I felt like I was walking on silk. And it was just a very odd feeling on the bottom of my feet. So,
like too soft.
Like too soft, yeah. And I
It's
know.
odd that you would be too comfortable.
Is that a bad thing? Being too soft, is that a bad thing, or is that just me being weird? So let's try that.
They've sent me several pieces.
Mm-hmm.
Let me hold the bottom of the box. They've sent me several pieces to try out. A little further down. Okay. First of all, they sent me some socks.
Ooh.
There's a pair of white ones in here, which probably won't fare very long for me. Instantly crunchy. But they are going to be in my size range. So I'm excited to try alpaca instead of merino wool. Socks are very soft. They feel very squishy.
And if you haven't picked up on it yet, it's alpaca wool. Alpaca wool.
Now, they've sent me a couple of undergarments. I'm not sure that the world will see me in these, but I will be testing them out. They did send a little pair of undies for me to hike in. We'll see. And this should be, I believe, a little bralette. Not necessarily a sports bra, but more like a lounging, comfortable, it's very soft.
Mm-hmm.
And then, see, it looks like a tank top, I think. Let's see here.
And to be fair, I really did like the feeling of their stuff. It was
you can
super
compress
soft.
their bags. That's nice. No plastic. I like that. A little tank top. Ooh, that's very soft, and it's your favorite color.
Nice.
That
is soft.
I know you like it when I wear blue.
Wow.
And so these are supposed to be even more moisture wicking, more moisture regulating than merino wool, even, which is kind of an industry standard. Everybody kind of knows that it is comfy. So
cool.
Cute little hiking t-shirt.
Yep.
Don't know how I feel about this color. It's not really the color I would have chosen for myself.
Well,
but
I have that same color shirt, so now we'll be twinsies.
No, yours is green. Mine's green.
I have a t-shirt that color, so we'll be twinsies.
And some cute little stickers.
Stickers.
Cute little alpaca. He's adorable.
Cool.
I'm really looking forward to wearing these on the Patreon trip. All right, next up is GU Octane Energy Drink Mix.
Goo.
GU.
Yeah, that's what GU is.
Goo.
So I didn't even see these guys at the show, so I'm kind of surprised that you picked them out.
The rep emailed me and asked if I would be willing to try it.
Oh, the rep did. Wow. Goodness, that was very generous of them.
They really sent a lot. So excitingly enough, you are going to be heading to Canada soon. And so you can take some for you and for the boys, so you can share some. And then we will be taking the rest of it to the Yosemite area on a Patreon trip.
We'll be taking the rest of this for the next 2 summers on trips.
For $2. So we got some Stealth Tropical Citrus tabs. We got some Strawberry Hibiscus tabs.
Okay.
We got some of the Chews, which you're a big fan of these. If they're a little like a gummy bear, I like them. It looks like these are going to be lemonade flavored. So those sound yummy. And this sounds really good. Raspberry Lemonade Energy Gel.
Oh, cool.
So we'll be good and hydrated and good and fueled.
All right, so if you guys aren't familiar with what goo is, it's kind of the same thing as honey stingers. Well, they're competitors. This is a little awkward. I didn't realize we're going to have 2 competitors on the show. But that's okay because we want to give them honest reviews. And I've honestly used both of them when I go out running. So I look forward to using these, and they were very generous. So I think we're going to have to send some of these to Carl, though, because he's gonna be a little jealous we got so many of them.
You can take some to share
We will.
up to Canada. And I think it's okay to like more than one energy like drink or supplement. Like
Sure.
You can like more than one, so
Sure.
we're allowed.
All right, I like it. All right, so thanks for joining us. If you haven't yet, make sure and hit that subscribe button. And then we're going to share this with Backpacking and Blisters. So you'll probably see it over on their page also. And that's Backpacking and Blisters on YouTube. Or check out their podcast.
Thanks.